Hello, hello, my friends, and welcome into another Bearded Fool stream. What is going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, one and all. Great to see each and every one of you here tonight. Welcome in Igor, Legion, Hannah, and anybody else who's already stopped by. Thanks so much for joining us for another stream. Tonight we're going to be checking out Slay the Princess. This is a game that I have heard very good things about, but thankfully nothing about. My understanding is this is one of those games that you are not supposed to really know anything about before you play it. You're not supposed to, it's not a game that you want spoilers for. We did get this game free through the publisher with Woovit. So thank you for the key, developers, and we'll try to see what this is all about and give you our honest thoughts. So with that said, heads up, if you are wanting to play Slay the Princess yourself, I would probably recommend not to watch any videos on it. There was a similar game I played called The Witness. Well, not really a similar game, but there was a game I played called The Witness. You've probably heard of it, and that's a game that I highly, highly recommend to everyone, but I also have with the caveat you should not look up anything about it first, because the big experience in that game is the discovery as you go. And my understanding is Slay the Princess is going to have a similar concept. It's a lot of not what you expect. So other than that, and that there's some Lovecraftian influences, those are the only things that I know about this game. So we're going in basically totally blind, which is what we want. Yes, question of the day for everyone is, what have you been talked into, or what have you been talked out of? You were talked into riding a roller coaster, but you got sick afterwards. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I'm like, roller coasters are whatever for me. I've been on a few that I enjoyed and a few I hated, so it's like I don't really get much enjoyment in life out of like short-term thrills kind of thing, so it's not really like something I go out of my way for, but you know, if it's something I can experience with somebody or something like that, then that's like something I would do. But yeah, so that's the question of the day. That's everything in the intro. Life updates, nothing too much. The only life update that's relevant for the stream is this week I am swapping a day at work, so I'll actually be streaming on Tuesday, and then I'll be working on Thursday. So I will be swapping those days around. I'll be off on Tuesday, so I'll be streaming Tuesday. Cursing the whole time on the roller coaster. Well, that was probably funny then. You should have had a video of it. I imagine you got a bit of a potty mouth just knowing your personality, Hannah, so that doesn't entirely surprise me. But yeah, so with that said, friends, let's go ahead and jump into the wonderful world of Slay the Princess. Here we go. I did not set the settings on this, so it is possible this will be very loud. Brace your ears just in case. Welcome in, Yogurt. Thanks for making it out tonight. Alright, let's get this rolling. Why are you mad, friend? Content warning. This is a horror game, and it is not intended for all audiences. It contains flickering images as well as a parallax effect. You can disable them in the preferences. You're now even more mad because you saw the content warning? Never call you Yogurt. It's I cannot promise that. I cannot promise that, Igor. I can reduce my instances of using that name, but I cannot fully eliminate it from my brain. You should just embrace it. Just become the Yogurt Man. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Interesting. What? That's just like people calling me the bearded foot and everything else, Igor. You do that too. It's no different. Or calling me like the bearded. This is a love story. Follow us on Twitter. All right. Full screen. Probably need to go ahead and just in case turn that down. Just in case. I died. That was a different screen than I expected. All right. What's Twitter? Good question. That is funny. It actually says Twitter, and that should be X. It is your nickname? Yeah, your actual name isn't Yogurt either. You now have 2 games in your mind to redeem, but one is not out yet. Well, I will say I do not prefer early access stuff. I almost didn't want to stream Slay the Princess because I saw there's a big content update coming out later this year. That was really weird. Whenever that music sting hit on the game, my toilet like randomly made a noise. That's kind of funny. But I know what I was saying now. But yeah, so this game has a big content update coming out this fall, and I was thinking maybe I should just wait, but then we got the key for it, so I need to stream it relatively soon, so tonight's the night. Second game should come out. Okay, sweet. Okay, I'm already creeped out now. I don't like it anymore. I don't like this anymore, friends. How's the audio balance today? Is it too loud or anything, Igor? Team Fortress 2 got an update? That's good. I feel like if I just wait here on this screen, it's just going to continuously get creepier. I kind of want to see if it changes one more time. Oh, it is too loud, legit? Let's turn it down just a little bit. Let me know if that makes it a little better for you. Let me know if that improves it for you. Alright. No more stalling. Let's see what Slay the Princess is all about. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So what do we got? Oh, you can actually like move around. It's just the same settings menu. Okay. Give a save. History save. Dialogue history. Okay. Let's just go ahead and make a save slot. Wait, what was that at the bottom? Q. Oh, quick saves, automatic saves. I see. Okay. History. Alright. Darkestville Castle is a point-and-click game. Sounds interesting. Montreal album. Nice.
You're here to slay her.
To slay her? Wait,
you
where's my
don't,
mallet?
It will be the end of the world.
The end of the world? Well, I don't have my mallet with me, but I've got something even better. Princess, I'm coming for you. Got dust in my face. It will be the end of the world if we don't slay the princess. Wait, am I just like some random person who was talking to killing the princess for no reason? Have I been manipulated by the bad guy? Okay, I have choices. Oh my gosh, there's a billion choices. Okay. The end of the world, what are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to be the end of the world is because... Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Wait, now, he didn't say that she was going to end the world. That seems like that's assuming a bit. Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do it? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe... Okay, I'm not going to read all these. I'm going to read them and not verbally. Do I get some sort of reward? Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet. I've always wanted the Alpha Monarch. Silently continue to cabin. Turn around and leave. All right.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Okay, fine. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. Nope. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going, the cabin. I'm actually pretty okay with the world ending. I've relished the coming of a new dawn beyond our own. Quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Voice of the hero, I just realized. Question of the day is, what is something that you have been talked into doing or talked out of doing? Or, talked out of or into doing or viewing or eating or reading or, any action or inaction. I mean, so if someone talks you into doing something, it means it's something that you weren't planning to do, but then someone convinced you that you should do it. So, maybe you just said, I'm never going to eat an apple. Oh, but apples are great. Okay, you talked me into it.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin.
Oh.
How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Wait. Why did the narrator change to voice of the hero? What? Why did the narrator's name change? Drop zone roller coaster you were talked into it? Nice. Okay, I'm going in the cabin. Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
I don't care. I'm not killing a princess. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into this? Quietly continue down the path. Wait, does that mean... Wait, which way is this continuing down the path? Backwards or forwards?
Your silence is deafening. But fine. You turn around and trek back down the path you came.
I just don't know why the narrator changed the voice of the hero randomly. You can name the most recent one. Your mod recommended you to play Final Fantasy. Oh yeah, there you go. That's a good example. The best game you ever played. That's funny. I like how you're also 100%ing it after saying, I'm never 100% a game, Bearded.
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
There's no fighting this, is there? Well, I guess I'll start walking in a different direction. Again, in fact, I'm going to just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Wait a minute, isn't this a BioShock Infinite spoiler? Isn't this literally just the lighthouse? Yeah, bang on balls, yeah. There's always a lighthouse, there's always a cabin.
Wait, what's going on?
Wait, now it's voice of the hero again, but it's the same voice.
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Black and white games except for Tiny Bunny? I don't think I've heard of that one.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Oh, what? We actually finished the chapter?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Oh, it's a different person. So the first one was the hero. Now we're a different character, I guess?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
That's what you should be doing, Igor. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. She actually ended the world last time? Those walls weren't here last time? So, oh, I have to go to the cabin now. Yeah, I get him going to the cabin. Slightly proceed to the cabin. You can't just force me to go to the cabin. She actually into the world. Okay, no.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Maybe she's the one saying this now.
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
Voice of the contrarian. Oh, that's cool. So I guess you have different voices in your head, kind of thing.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Oh, I have to go into the cabin. No! I didn't want to go to the cabin. Everything's ruined. Can I just like wait here for a minute? What if I... So I can right click to bring it back. What if I just like don't go in for a second? Let's just wait here and see if anything happens. I doubt it will, but maybe. But yeah, the graphical style of a game doesn't necessarily mean anything about whether the game is good or not. Interesting that we're already on chapter 2, though. Alright, it doesn't seem like anything's gonna happen here. I'll give it another 15 seconds. Just in case I can wait it out. Most of the stuff with the cat came in. Darkestville Castle. Not much of a change. Yep, just the normal everyday life.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Pristine.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
What if I don't want to use a knife to slay? Mozzarella sticks at Applebee's? Nice.
If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
That's a good point.
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that, and when everything here is so wrong.
The princess of what, though?
Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
I just had like weird deja vu. That was weird.
Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
Fair point.
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. That's a good point.
Ooh, we should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Wait, but why is the narrator lying? I thought the narrator was specifically supposed to only say facts.
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
Why would you lie about that? What's the point? I also want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am. It doesn't matter. Silently approach the mirror. Hydrate. I just did hydrate, Legion. Everybody drink up for Legion. You didn't expect it to be this kind of game? This is a really cool game. I'm already liking it. I like stuff like this a lot. I'm already intrigued. Why is wood? I guess it's just the way it says it. I just want to remain silent. But I kind of want to ask.
I care about whether we're being lied to. If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else could he be hiding from us?
That's fair.
I'm not lying to you, I promise. There isn't a mirror. Really. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Why am I like a werewolf?
But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
That we're a werewolf? Maybe. We are the princess! Take the blade or into the basement. I'm gonna not take the blade.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
Looks like paper mache.
Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
Miasma. I like that word. Every time I hear it, it makes me happy.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
So we can hear the princess.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
Kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave.
I agree.
This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
The soft stairs to the right, the harsh stairs to the left, or the center staircase. Really, Igor? Right's always right.
You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down, like they're guiding your heels from one step directly to the next. You barely have to extend any effort to descend, the stairway doing most of the work for you. You don't feel like there's any concern that you might slip or tumble or lose your way.
Left? No, left is sometimes right, but right is always right.
But the further you go, the deeper you sink in. First, it's like a lovely plush carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance at all. But soon enough, you're fighting just to keep your knees from sinking out of sight.
So I guess we're not wearing shoes. Maybe we are like a werewolf.
The softness threatens to swallow you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence. It's slow going, but you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness, the very struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you okay?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
So why is our other arm not chained in, like that chain's been broken?
The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And, why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems... normal.
Well, that's false. It's a false statement. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was here. What's your name? Getting down here was weird. I don't know, you're locked down here for a reason. Huh.
I don't know what happened to you, but you look like you're in one piece now. But I understand. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again? Have you been here before? Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew. Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left until...
I love that the things that we did are actually like part of the story now. That's actually really cool.
Until... It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
There's more of you now. What's your name? Do you know why you're down here? You're apparently a threat to the world. I'm getting you out of here. Why are these all the same option? What the heck? I'm getting you out of here. Try and free her. I don't know what you are, but I can't trust. Why is this one like all one option? What the heck? Is that like a bug? Screenshot that. I kind of want to choose this option just because it's all weird.
I don't know why I'm here, but there has to be a reason, right? You don't just lock a princess away in a place like this without a reason. I wish I knew what it was. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen, or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
Oh, don't be coy. We both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster, and the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
So I guess she kind of has multiple personalities talking to her, kind of like we did.
I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
I don't know why this is all one option still.
Do you need help? Not that there's much I can do chained up like this, but I'm the only one down here. So if you need anything, I'll do my best. I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger.
What?
It must be fear creeping into your heart. You
know you can't stop me.
There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I, which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? We could always start by retrieving the blade. Can we even leave this place? I don't like thinking about what might happen to us if we have to go back through those stairs.
Riven stream? You actually like Riven all of a sudden now? That is not accurate. That's an old link, Igor.
Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll have to go and get it. Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers?
Don't we want answers, though?
Can't even follow what's going on anymore. We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
Are you looking for the truth? Or are you looking for the right answer?
What do you want me to say? That I'd be a good person? I'm a prisoner here, and whether or not you shoved me down here, you're practically my captor at this point. Anything I'd say is tainted by that.
Fair point.
Besides,
You already know what I'm going to do.
if you want to put an end to me, then put an end to me.
Not a single real answer. At least aside from Miss Blood and Destruction, it's infuriating, isn't it? Whose buttons are there for us to press? Whose skin is there for us to get under? Not exactly how I'd put it, but I don't disagree. There must be something we can do. Asking questions just seems to make things worse.
The demo is free? Yeah, probably.
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do this. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different? Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
Say what, Igor? I can only say this. Welcome in, Ghost.
Wait, that's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
Oh, this is cool. It's like a bunch of stuff happening at once that couldn't be happening at once. All at once you strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs, and slay her and leave her to languish alone. What the heck?
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone.
Is she like the narrator?
We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others,
they just don't fit. They just don't fit.
We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
I can fix her.
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
What?
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
It's going to be okay. I'll do my best. I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. No. You destroyed everything. I'm not going to fix you or say nothing. The illusion of choice achievement. But you don't know if she had the chance to hear your silence. She's gone, replaced with something else.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Oh, there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The narrator's gone.
He is. Does that mean the world ended? Again, what the hell are we supposed to do? You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
You've never cleaned it. That's not good, Igor. That's not good at all.
Again, what the hell are we supposed to do?
Why is this an awful thing?
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. No, don't do that. I'm begging you, don't do this.
I don't have a choice.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. Achievement, the body. So we're like a gargoyle, werewolf, bat creature. You are alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. Wait, what? You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
The long quiet. Attack the entity, destroy your body? Do we know each other? Do you know the narrator? Maybe Ghost.
How can the world have ended if we are talking? You are the only thing I have ever known.
So maybe we are the narrator. This is weird. Freaking you out for the first time?
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us. are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I'm a person, and we're not a person.
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more. I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths unwalked. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold.
Holding the hands like that? Yes.
I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart.
A rich and vibrant heart.
Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves. I know only that they are. I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
This is like high concept, like trying to grasp anything. Yes, Ghost, yes. This seems like your kind of game, honestly, Ghost. Like super high, like high concept, I guess you could say.
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Were you always the princess?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Maybe.
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
This vessel is a creature of perception.
Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
So, is this like the gameplay loop? Is this the end? And when she says, bring me more perspectives, like we have to like experience the path differently, kind of like a roguelike? Hey Luke, I was just thinking about you the other day. Just have a lot going on. You haven't had a phone? Dang, that's real tough. You're still together and working it out. Well, that's good at least, Luke. Definitely good to hear from your friend. Definitely miss you in the community. Probably because too many spicy nuggets. You had to go to a different house to... because the toilet just was not big enough to hold it all. Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you? How much will I forget? How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite, The rest will find their own way home. Everything, until we meet again.
This is interesting. That's unfortunate, Ghost.
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold. How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated. Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow. I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Wait.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever? That's correct, Hugo, unfortunately. Stress has been giving you the oofs.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage? You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Wait, the game closed? Was that supposed to happen, or did it actually crash? Like, that seems like that was supposed to happen, but at the same time, it's like, was it?
Failure.
I mean, I guess that is waiting forever, is by the game just closing. Darn, I wish I knew if that was like an actual crash or if it was intentional. It seems like it was intentional. I think it was. Very nice, Luke. So we got 2 achievements. The body, 92% of players have, so that must be a pretty common one. But only 55% have the illusion of choice when everything is possible, nothing is. Interesting. This is interesting. Well, I guess we have to see what happens next. Part of me wants to just stop it there and never play the game again. Like, no joke.
You have
like,
returned to me.
oh!
Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
So I hit play on Steam and it immediately brought me back here. So did the game like fake close? Okay, this is actually really cool. This is actually really cool. Maybe there's like something special that happens if you leave it and like just never launch it for like 10 years. That was really interesting. So Igor, you should not look up anything about this game, but you would probably absolutely love the game Eternal Darkness. It was called Eternal Darkness, and it was on the GameCube originally. That game was a very breaking the fourth wall meta game. A very meta aspect. I kind of want to, like, save the game right here. And, like, close it and see if anything changes. Like, I kind of just want to close the game myself. Temporary sunshine? A lot of really. We got an achievement called Attempt to Outweight Your Destiny. I never left your side. 55% of players have that. That is really interesting. Really interesting. Okay, let's relaunch the game. Just see if anything happens. I doubt it will. But, I'm just curious now. You got the B question answered? Okay, so I guess nothing happens. What is the answer? The fake knockout in Cuphead's DLC. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like when games do stuff like that. I mean, God of War is another game that has a big moment like that. It's pretty cool. Not a big moment, I guess, but a cool moment. Alright, well, we have only one choice.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. Bring the stranger to her. A spiral vessel.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, this is a really cool game. So we got an achievement for bring the stranger to her, which is what we did. And then the real Slay the Princess starts here. You'll know it when you see it. Interesting. Give me open that. The wheel won a game against death? Alright.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
What, do you not play on the other stream, Igor? No, you can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab on your keyboard or R1 on your controller. Interesting. So yeah, so this is a game where you want to replay it. So interestingly, we don't have the option to just turn around like last time, right? 5 Xbox controllers, that's not good. I actually streamed the original Cuphead with Tater for a couple episodes. Thanks for telling me what to do. So there's no options to relate to the first playthrough, which is interesting. So I wonder, does this take away the options that you've already chosen? Because if so, that's awesome. It means that this game can like actually be completed. Yeah, I'm assuming so, Igor. But what's interesting is we had a different option here last time, right? Yeah, I'm just not a person that would ever destroy something because, like, I grew up, like, kind of, you know, not poor, but, you know, I couldn't really replace stuff, especially expensive stuff, so I would never destroy anything like a controller or anything. Yeah, to choose your own adventure, essentially. But it's interesting because wasn't there an option here last time to leave or whatever, to turn away from the cabin? And I don't see that option now. So if it takes away options as you experience them, then that makes me love this game. It makes it so like it's actually reasonable to complete it. Maybe I asked something first though.
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Welcome in, Amadi. Thanks for joining us. If it's your first time here, feel free to introduce yourself. Welcome into the community. Yeah, so we don't have the option to turn away from the cabin now. Oh, you know Amadi Ghost? How do you peeps know Amadi? From another channel? Oh. Oh, you meant stranger, like actually stranger. Okay. Well, generally, when somebody says, howdy, stranger, it means somebody that's not a stranger. It's like the whole point of that phrase. It means somebody that you know but haven't seen in a while.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
I believe so, Igor. Do you have any evidence?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Okay, I'm sold. The Mega Picker? Yes, it looks awesome.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
So it seems like the narrator does not like the princess, which is interesting.
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
What brings you into the stream tonight, Amadi? Just coming to hang out, see the game, or are you one of those people that experience the game and you like to relive that experience vicariously by seeing someone else experience it for the first time? Kind of like people watching reaction videos of shows they love. 2025? Oh, really? That's kind of random, Igor. If true. I wish, Ghost, I wish.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Oh, so I do get a reward. Luke says, your friends wanted you to go skydiving. They almost talked you into it. It stormed and you got out of it, but you still haven't done it and won't. Wow, that's crazy you got talked into it that far.
She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out, which she will unless you do something about it.
That's interesting. So he says she is not dangerous. Huh.
The more specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job. She's a princess. People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature, and when they do, everything will come crashing down.
That's interesting. So that does make the narrator out to be like a bad guy kind of thing.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
I can see both ways, both perspectives there. When you're like 50, when you hit your midlife crisis.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Slay her. 2 years from what? From Shrek?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
That's scary. Another hydrate from Luke. Everybody getting those redemptions on the minute. Julock? Was that the name of the swamp or something? You got cookies? What kind? You would make it, you would just add Ukrainian influences to American culture. Are
you serious? No, you have to do it.
Oh, okay, gotcha, guys.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Why does it need to be me? That should be one of the questions you can ask, is why me?
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
The only option we have.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
So there is no mirror this time. Interesting.
The blade is your implement, You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
What? I wanted to throw it out the window.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
That's interesting how it has kind of the same concept of the being like a bad place, but like it's totally different this time. Yes, that's very true, Luke. That's a game I'd love to play at some point. I've got a little bit of that game spoiled though, unfortunately.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh, it's a different voice this time.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You're the next contestant. Haha, yes, Ghost.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Looks like she could literally run halfway across the room with that much slack, though. A whole ant colony. You need to clean your room. What's going on, Amadi? Are you familiar with this game or just checking it out for the first time?
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
I'm just freaked out by how different this playthrough is. Like the first one had all these like mystical things going on, and this one's like just super vanilla.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
What? No way. Why would you even think that? Okay, yeah, you got me. I'm here to slay you. Nah. I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk. Still your nerves and step forward. I can't resist these options.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare.
Finish the entire thing. Nice. Slightly the same but different, right?
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
So maybe we did it weird by doing like the freaking weird mystical billion hands line first. That is the way that we like to do stuff, is accidentally break games and do them out of order and stuff. So maybe doing that first was like unusual. Drop it or tighten your grip. Why does it have this like weird leafy thing over here? This was supposed to be like my hair or something?
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Clang. Yeah, not truly break it. Although it's possible games like this could get broken.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
I mean, the game did crash earlier. That was a really cool moment, honestly. Alright, everybody, posture check. Get your stretches in, fix your spines. Oh, oh man, that was a stretchy stretch. Oh, my spine.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Those eyes are too big.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Got to slay. Yeah, well, I did notice that it does highlight the word slay every time. Maybe we can just seduce her.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
What did I eat for breakfast? Technically, an entire pizza. Yeah, it's a pretty awkward relationship. Are you coming on to me? Okay, we've talked enough. I should just immediately end the conversation.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
I'm gonna sneeze. I kind of just want to end the conversation entirely. Part of me really wants to just end the conversation. Alright, she rejected me. You know what? We can play it out like that. Like, oh, she rejected me. Alright, gotta kill her now.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess. I'm getting you out of here. I can examine the chains. I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Keep her locked away. You'd immediately kiss me. Thank you, Deacon. This is the one that's the most appealing, but I kind of just want to do it. Go a different route than what... this one I'm definitely doing like a different route. Like, the first playthrough, I went with more of what I would actually do. This one I've been going with a more like intentionally different route.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
No kissing Luke. I made my choice. I'm locking her in the basement.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here.
No one.
It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
Oh, we turned our back, now we're getting stabbed.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Which of the four cheeks are we talking, Luke?
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
I mean, theoretically, she could just cut off her own thumb to get out of the chains. She could, like, starve to death and get skinny enough for her arm to physically slide out of chains.
Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
She dropped her mask. What does that even mean? Like her facade of being innocent? Nope, sticking to the plan.
You'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold you very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
Good side. 2 years and 7 to the day. Look at that.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare.
Well, we've already seen what she actually is, which is like an ethereal entity.
As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
Doesn't really sound like she's violently rattling the door as much as she is just casually knocking, but we'll go with it. We will go with it.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. Never. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Hurt me all you want. So all of that was just an act. Ignore her and go to sleep. You could go to sleep with somebody beating on a door, it'd be impossible. You're a monster.
Just ignore her. Maybe the banging and wailing will stop if you just don't pay attention to it.
Open the door, baby.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
Yeah, that is a good point, actually. Because the door does open inwards. By the way, please, no spoilers or anything like that. No hints or anything. Everybody do the dinosaur. It's locked, so it actually had a lock.
Where is she?
So theoretically, during our sleep, we went into the basement.
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach.
81st minute.
Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
Bendy?
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
boat hits the iceberg.
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Oh, my spleen!
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
Do we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. And now we're the beast again. Did the pointer actually change?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Not sure what you mean by that, Igor.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Oh, I can actually do the turnaround and leave? I didn't have this option on the last time on this character, right? I don't think I had this option on this character last time.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Shh. What if he hears us? That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit. I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save, after all.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Or the fourth.
If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Maybe partially true.
We couldn't trust either of you, and as far as I'm concerned, we still can't. All we did was lock her away. And how'd that work out for you? No comment. Well then, congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And your solution is to send us back in there? Do you want us to slay the princess, or do you want the princess to slay us?
That's a fair point.
Obviously, I want you to slay her. One of you poses a threat to the world, and the other doesn't. Anyways, I believe your other question was something along the lines of, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Speak for yourself. From my perspective, there were plenty of consequences. I'm never going to forget the way she just made us stop working.
Stop working. That is a creepy thing to think about.
And that's only scratching the surface. If what you said is true, it begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or have you found yourself in another world altogether? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
You know, I actually tried some pickle-flavored Doritos the other day. Another world altogether seems to be the implication from the first playthrough.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
I don't think it's that simple, Luke. I think there's a lot more to it than that. I think each run is building towards something.
If she brought an end to everything and everyone, how are we supposed to stop her? What do you want from us?
That's the question I've been asking the whole time.
I want you to succeed. You'll find a way. You're the only one who can.
But why are we the only one?
Just be quick about it.
Just being around her in the inn shut down all of my organs. She's clearly something far, far worse. That's a good point. Who locked her in that basement? What is this place? That's a good question, actually. Let's start there.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Yeah, why is this following me? This is the question I've been wanting answered.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
A non-answer.
You can't just goad us into doing something by calling us special. It's manipulative.
Very true.
Why are you trying to manipulate us?
That is a good point.
I don't know, I kinda like being special. Okay, fine. Maybe you can goad him into doing something, but he's not even the one who makes the decisions here.
You know, I just realized this is kind of a second-person game, isn't it? It's not really first-person, and it's not really... I guess it's kind of first-person. It's kind of almost second-person, because it's kind of like you're doing this, like you as the subject, which is interesting.
I'm not goading you into doing anything. You already know the princess is dangerous. All I'm trying to say is that you have to be the one to deal with her. I know it doesn't seem fair, but that's just the way it is. And for what it's worth, I know you have it in you to finish the job. We don't. You saw what happened to us last time. We need to leave.
Wait, this is voice of the paranoid, I just realized, not the, confrontational or whatever. A bearded fool game? I mean, make it happen. Being cagey, true.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
It's like the guide for all these people. Maybe, Luke. Hannah coming in with a request for Little Inferno. Wait, Little Inferno. Is that the game that you tried to request, Igor, that I declined? 'Cause I'm pretty sure I already played Little Inferno and hated it. Unless I'm thinking of a different game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Little Inferno is the one that Igor specifically requested and I declined it. I'm pretty sure. Let me look really quick. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I've already played that game and didn't like it. Yes, I have. I have played that game before, and I did not like it. So on that one, Hannah, I am going to decline that request because that's a game that I've already played and did not like. So I will request that you change to something else. Because Igor tried to request that same game before, and I turned it down because it just wasn't a good game. I think I only played it for like an hour or something, but I did not like it at all. I don't remember anything about it now, mind you, but then I did.
If you want us to stand a chance against her, we need to be armed with information. What is she really capable of? How are we supposed to stop her?
Thank you, voice of the hero.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word. He isn't telling us everything he knows because he doesn't trust us, which means that we can't trust him.
That's a fair point. It could be that he doesn't trust us. Dark Deception? I've heard of that game too. I don't know if I'd streamed that. I think I actually played that before I streamed games, Hannah. I think it was in like 2012, and I started streaming in what, like 2015? So yeah, it was before. I think it was before I started streaming. But I did play it. You can look at my Steam profile as well to see my playtime of games. Oh, it's still early access? Wow.
Stop talking yourself in neurotic circles and just get to the cabin already. Do you see the way he keeps pushing us? We have to get out of here. Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world. She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
Now, it is weird, because didn't she specifically say in the first playthrough that we wouldn't remember? Well, I guess it was when she actually... I guess that was when it actually ended, so never mind. Little kitty what? A great platform, folks. Are you copy-pasting?
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Turn around and leave.
This is good. I was worried you might fall for his shit again, but this is good. Whatever answers there are to be found, they aren't here, and they definitely aren't there.
Magic the Gathering Arena, Ghost?
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Okay, so now we're kind of back to where we were on the first playthrough, but we were with a different character. We had this kind of sequence going on with the first character.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again.
Before.
Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Yep, no spoilers, Luke. I don't want to know the structure of the game and stuff. Poppy playtime is good. I've heard good things about it.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Forever.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting fuzzy.
Uh-oh, something different's happening.
What's going on? Where are we?
We're being engulfed by Beard! I did make some very, very poor decisions in that game.
It's finally happened, hasn't it? We finally cracked.
This is what happens when you never shave. This is, you know, this was actually basically, it's like the equivalent of going Super Saiyan, but whenever you go full. Silent Hill, nice. The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by a textured nothing. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Memory returns. Interesting. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. You already know what dwells in the empty spaces. Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Confusion. Why are you here? I am unfinished. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. It is useless to us if it doesn't bring more gifts. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. The world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation. Oh, back to chapter 1 again.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
You're crazy, Legion. I did get on top of the roof, which was a good moment. That game was a very high and a very low. Yep, based on a true story. That's interesting. That's interesting that we were able to return there. We basically finished a run again. That's cool.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, I think it is time to do what I don't want to do. We are going to beeline it and do nothing but slay the princess.
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin. You disgust me, Legion.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer. The blade is your implement.
I kind of just want to go without taking the blade, honestly. And try to slay the princess without it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. Her voice soft.
Hello? Is someone there?
So now we're back to the first voice. Split Gate 2 is interesting.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Hi, just checking in on you. I'm here to save you. I'm here to save you. Lie. Hey, I think I'm here to slay you, or just continue down the stairs. We're just beelining it. Continue down the stairs. We're saying nothing.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Amori?
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Well, I didn't have the option to just kill her.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
I want to strangle her with a chain.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
As long as they get rid of the parking lot too, Ghost. Seems like I have no hours. Unpacking? Unpacking is a tough one, because it isn't really a game. I mean, if you really wanted me to play it, I guess I could, but I think I'm just going to complain about it. Because I can't imagine it would interest... Maybe I'm not giving it a fair shot, but I don't think I would enjoy it more than 30 minutes or so. So it would be very tough to get 2 hours out of it. I don't know why we can't just kill the princess with the chains. That seems like such a weird thing to not have an option for. It's up to you. I mean, like I said, if you really, really, really want unpacking, I could do it, but it's just not one that I would be super excited for.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Cut you out of them?
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Oh, interesting. So a third entity is now in the story. Yeah, those would be cool, Igor.
Is someone else here?
Let me out of here, try the door, return to the bottom.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Unravel? I've looked at it before. I don't think I ever played it though.
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
There's more than one way to kill a princess.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
That was an unexpected moment, friends. I'm not gonna lie. Did not expect that as the very next scene.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang of bouncing metal.
Very normal.
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I'm torn now because, like, I came here specifically to slay the princess, but I was hoping to do it without the blade. I feel like that's an oversight, the fact that you can't slay the princess without the blade. Like, why can you not at least try to choke her with the chains? That would be such a better thing. That's what I wanted to do. Alright, game developers, I know you're doing a big content update, so you better be able to choke her with the chains next time. Because now it's like I went on a different path than what I intended. Now I'm thinking about saving the princess instead of slaying. I did not expect to go this route.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
First of all, this makes no sense. Just cut off your thumb. You could, if the chain is around your wrist here, right? If the chain is like this, it's gonna slide off if you can just get your thumb around it. So instead of cutting off your freaking hand, cut off your thumb. Like you'd have to get like a big chunk of it, but basically if you cut off this part of your thumb, then you could get your whole arm out of it. You also could probably, depending on how tight the chains are, just like break the bones around and stuff and slide it out too. Hey Misha, you've been talking and playing Guitar Hero. Good choice. Good choice. That's what I don't ever get like in any of these like shows and stuff. Like, why do they always go for the cutting your hand off instead of just the more practical cutting your thumb off? Well, no, it's just a common sense thing that they never do on shows and stuff, and it triggers me. Like, it'd be so much easier to cut off a freaking thumb. You're less likely to bleed to death. You're not going through all the like vital veins and stuff here. Like, I'm sure there's still risk with it, but it seems like it's a lot less. And again, like, I mean, I think you could just pretty easily break some bones and just get it out of there. So I mean, like a chain, I think you could do it. I think you could just break bones and get out too. I mean, why leave an open wound so you're not cutting through vital veins and stuff? That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand, like, in the heat of the moment, why you could, you know, make that decision, but logically, I hate when people do this.
You cut into her flesh.
This also makes me uncomfortable.
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
I don't think the thumb has but one bone, right? And I'm pretty sure it'd be easier to cut through thumb bone than an entire forearm. I mean, I don't know, unless the thumb bone is randomly like the ultimate thickness, but I mean, I feel like it'd be like, there's even like a joint that you could cut through.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
But wait a second, if she is just willing and ready to chew through her own arm, why does she even wait till I was here? I guess because she needs my vessel or whatever.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
What? The narrator's actually doing something? So we went through this whole other saga where, like, extreme things happen and the narrator did nothing, and now the narrator wants to like get involved.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
If the narrator can change the story, why did he not do it in any of the other runs? This makes no sense. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Woody. Yeah, exactly, Igor.
Watch me.
What are you doing?
What? One of the... I like how it's like 18 options of slay the princess and one of warn her. What the heck? That's weird. Wonder if it's like a fake out. Like, what if slay the princess is actually not what slays her, and warn her is like the opposite? I could see that happening here.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Yeah, exactly, Igor. Exactly.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
I do like how the little pointer on the screen, I don't know if you can really see it, but it changes to like whatever like your hand would be. So like usually it's a, you know, the beast's finger, and now it's like blade. Not sure why the blade has blood on it. Oh yeah, I cut through. I'm stupid. Never mind.
We both know this isn't you.
Those eyes are too big.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
Well, we getting stabbed.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
You know, you could just like do it in the skull instead of, you know, like my gut or whatever, but...
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
Why would we want to tough it out? We just want to kill over.
For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
Well, is there a main character, Igor?
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
Wait a sec. I wanted to seduce her, but that wasn't one of the options. I hope there's an option to seduce her in the update.
I'm so sorry.
She sounded a little happy with that one.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks.
Wow, that is actually a really well-written sentence. Stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. That is actually a really well-written sentence. I like that. It's very poetic. You're not technically wrong, Ghost. You're incorrect, Legion. Just because you don't know how to read doesn't mean that we don't enjoy it.
It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2. Wait, the damsel?
You're on a path in the woods.
Wait.
And at the end of that path
chapter 2?
is a cabin.
Shouldn't it be chapter 3?
And in the basement of that cabin is a
And now we're playing as a
princess.
girl? I'm so confused! I thought we were already on chapter 2.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, no. I can turn around and leave again. So is this going to be the same stuff we've already heard?
It hasn't. Or if it has, if he doesn't remember what happened, then...
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Oh, we have a voice of the smitten? That's interesting. Different voices.
Our beloved?
Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
This is different. Wait, 4 of us? 4 of us? The Stanley Parable? That is one that I probably need to do, Hannah. Like I've said before, I've really wanted to do the Stanley Parable, and I never have actually done it, so you know what? We'll finally do it. Like I said, I have had a little bit of that game spoiled over the years, but it's one that I've always really, really wanted to do, so we'll do it. The Stanley Parable will be the next request after Ghost Request. Yeah, I know Stanley Parable is really good, so we'll add it to the list. Underrated? No, that game is well known as being really good. The 4 of us.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Those are two very different questions, but let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least if you're back here, I'm assuming you died.
You were the one who did us in, villain.
Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price.
Yeah, it seems like it, Igor. No spoilers, though.
I beg to differ.
So which voice? Is there a voice that's gone? So it's the voice of the, like, the antagonistic or whatever. He's not here anymore, it seems.
I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme.
I do like the smitten guy.
Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone. That's right, you can't stop all of us.
We're going to sweep her off her feet if it's the last thing anyone does.
Are these really the sorts of people you'd like to align yourself with? You're not at the cabin yet. You still have plenty of time to reflect on the situation. I just hope for all our sakes that you make the right call. Just be quick about it.
What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what...
So we've already heard most of this.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
That's the entire game, Legion.
Calling us special isn't going to make us friends, even if it did feel nice.
Oh, believe me, the last thing I want is for you and I to be friends. But I'm a professional, and I'm not going to let my dislike for you get in the way of helping you save the world. I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more, not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go. She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world.
Sure, it's her beauty. Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just the way it is. Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
I kind of want to do the whole turn around and leave thing again.
Are we running away? What are you doing? We have to save her.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Relish the coming of a new dawn.
There won't be a new dawn if the world ends. There'll just be nothing forever. Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path...
So last time we did this...
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've all but fine. You turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at... What's going on? Where are we? Oh, I don't like this one bit. There's not a single damsel in sight. How dull.
So we've gotten the same ending as before. That which dwells in the empty spaces contracts across the edges of your mind again. She is furious. Betrayal. Every door you close on me is a door you close on yourself. Do you want to linger here, entwined with a creature you taught to hate you forever? Eternity never ends. Cold spite. Our infinities shrink into something less. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. It's moved on. Anger. Why have you come back?
You're on a path in the
Interesting.
woods,
So now we're back at the very
and at the end of that
beginning again.
path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
She's a princess. That's really cool. Collabs with fast food chains? That would be amazing if that's true, Igor. That would be absolutely amazing. Alright, that's really interesting, actually. How rare was that achievement? Only 15% of people have that achievement, so that must be an uncommon path that we took there. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So we got... Yes, we got a few different ones. 97 achievements. There's a lot of different options in this game. Alright, so I think that's a pretty good stopping point. We have a pretty good concept of the flow of the game. You know, you have different runs and you're trying to find the alternating paths and make different decisions, but it's cool because, like, it's kind of like one of those choices matter games where things do carry over between them, so that's actually really, really cool. It's interesting how this game works structurally, I wonder how this game works from, like, a perspective of how does it keep track of stuff like that. I mean, this is a good one. I mean, what do you peeps think? Is this one that you'd like to see more of? It's definitely one that I'm open to playing more of because, like, I feel like it's super compelling. The narrative is super simple, but, like, the meta-narrative is really, really interesting. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, it's just crazy. Crazy in a good way. Oh, there's definitely more, Luke. I mean, we've only gotten really 2 endings out of probably, I'm guessing, at least 50. You don't like the disgusting moments? Well, I'm sure there's plenty more of those. That's interesting. Part of me wants to, like, go ahead and try one more run just to see if we can actually slay her this time. Fine, we'll do one more run, friends. We'll do one more run. We're gonna try to actually slay the princess this time and not get talked out of it. Question of the day.
You're here to slay her.
Okay. Alright. We're just gonna do it. No words, no talking. We're just going to the cabin.
You make your way up the short. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him. He doesn't... The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The blade is your implement.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen... Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Okay, so we're back on this voice again. Oh, really? What video did you see, Luke? Which one? She posted it in the Discord.
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you.
We're just saying nothing. We're just
Good.
going to go for the kill.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes. She's so coldly... Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Still your nerves and step forward. I'm saying nothing.
You step forward. your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I wish, Igor.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Alright, slay the princess. We're finally doing it. No words, no talking. Straight to the point. Slay.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
I wish I could just leave right now. Of course it is. She's dead.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
Does the outside of the windows look different than normal?
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
I mean, there's actually been 2 YouTube videos about that I'm aware of, Luke. There's the Easter egg hunter one originally, and then there was a more recent one from like a more fast-paced, I can't remember the YouTube channel's name, where they covered the same thing. But it's about mind, path to thalamus. Yep, the Bearded Fool's territory. It's a really cool moment. It's a really cool thing, honestly, Luke.
What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Let me out of here. Oh, okay. I was kind of hoping I'd get a better ending for saving the world. Oh, okay.
I'm so glad you're keeping an open mind. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey. We're not just going to stay here forever, right?
Didn't you hear the narrator? I'm happy, we're happy. Of course we are. I like it here. I kind of just want to say of course, but I feel like we need to ask questions at this point finally. Oh really? You saw that before? I didn't know that, Luke.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
No, we're happy. I'm sure of it.
Really? Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voice's pleas fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
What? What? We got an achievement. There's no point going back now. Past the point of no return. Great ending screen.
Good, because I have an idea to get us out of here. Though you're probably not going to like it.
You never had a bagel? It's just like a biscuit or anything else.
The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this.
Are we going to commit Sudoku?
I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero.
Yep.
He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it.
Probably, Ghost.
Don't you dare.
Why wouldn't using the blade, kill us? Wouldn't we be dead?
How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work.
How do you know?
That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
I'll be pretty upset if we die.
If we die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs.
See, it kind of doesn't make any sense, though, because the narrator we've already determined, can basically control everything to a degree, so... I guess theoretically the narrator wants you to play games with him or something, I don't know.
The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it.
Wouldn't blood on the blade, rust it, though? No jiggle and wiggle, Igor. Twerk on stream? I don't know. $500. Basically a paycheck.
You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
The Spectre? Another new character?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Maybe, Luke.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
End of the world. Alright. Well, I think that is where we are actually going to call it. That is where we're actually going to call it. We did it! We slayed the princess! We beat the game! We did what we needed to do. We did what we needed to do. Oh, wait. Maybe. Yeah. There we go. Alright. This game was very, very, very good. I've heard really good things about it. And it honestly has surpassed my expectations. So, yeah, this is a Bearded Fool game right here. I love it. I love choose your own adventure type stuff. I love choices matter stuff. I like narrative stuff. So this is right up my alley. So definitely very happy about good. Yes, this is a very good game. This is a very good game. And I think we will plan to return to this for sure. Maybe on Tuesday, because I kind of like to play it while it's still a little fresh in my memory. So we might do more Slay the Princess on Tuesday. Going to play League? No, I have not played League in a few months. Oh yeah, you weren't here at the very beginning, Igor. I am swapping a day at work this week because one of my coworkers is going to be out. So I will be off on Tuesday and we'll be working on Thursday. So it will be the opposite of normal. So I'll be on Tuesday. Will be the next stream, and we'll probably do more Slay the Princess. Somebody will probably make a parody of that. I'm sure, Luke. Somebody will definitely do that. And yeah, outside of that, should be normal schedule stuff. I know next weekend I have some stuff, a few events going on over the next month, really. So there probably will be some intermittent stream days where I don't stream on Sundays and stuff. But I'll try to communicate all that when it comes up. This upcoming Sunday I have a Pokemon tournament, so I'm not sure. It just depends. I kind of like to, but I'm not 100%. So we'll have to see on that. But yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. I hope that you've all enjoyed your time hanging out in the community. Again, if it was your first time here, or your millionth time, it really does mean a lot that you choose to spend your time here. Again, thank you to Woovit for getting us the key. Thank you for the publisher or whatever for sharing the game with us so that we can share it with others. And if you like the game, make sure you check it out on Steam. It's an easy recommendation. You'll get it yourself, play through it, and see what crazy things you come out with. Don't forget, this game is getting a big update later this year where they said they're going to add 30% more content or something like that. So if that's true, it's going to be even bigger and crazier. But yeah, I did not expect this game to technically be a roguelike, but I guess it is, funny enough. It's like a roguelike. But yeah, so once again, friends, thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of the Wholesome gang. Try to make it back to the next stream, friends. So until then, stay wholesome. This is TheBeardedFool signing off. See you next time.